Hi there, my name is Anne, and in this video I'm going to be making this diamond art painting. Baylee Jae collaborated with Diamond Art Club, in which she made 4 of her drawings into diamond art paintings together with Diamond Art Club. And I'm a very big fan of Baylee Jae, so I thought, why don't I try out a diamond art painting, because I've never done this before. This is my very first diamond painting and I'm very excited about it. And because it's Baylee Jae, which I love her so much and I love her art, this is my favorite art piece. So I thought this is a very good opportunity for me to try this out. I chose the bakery one because it's my favorite of the 4 that she created. And yeah, let's just open this one and see what's inside. The first thing that comes out are all the diamonds. And that plastic makes a lot of noise. You obviously get the canvas with it, which it looks very nice. You also get the reference for what every single symbol means and which diamonds that you need to pick so that you can place them. And normally there's one more thing in here, but it's stuck. This little pouch with all the essentials that you need to make this. So let's open this canvas first to see just how big it actually is. This is very soft. Whoa. My god. This feels so soft. Oh, it's with clear plastic. Can I get it on frame? Nope, it's too big. But this is the diamond art painting. I saw a tip online and I'm going to try it. It's to get your canvas more flat, and what they say to do is lift up a corner first and then stick it back on, and that will help it flatten, apparently. I'm going to try that with all the corners. That's already a little bit flatter, so that did work great. Okay, so now what's in this pouch or little bag, I don't know how to say it in English. You get a grippy holder thingy, so this is for picking up the diamonds. You get a lot of little plastic bags you get 5 of them. I don't really know what the meaning of these are. You get the tweezers. They look very sharp. And then you get the wax that you're going to use. There's like a little sticky thingy, and then you can pick up the wax like that for in this thingy. And then you get a little tray. Oh, you get a second wax. Oh, 2 waxes. And I like this because they're little hearts. Look how adorable. Okay, so that's what's in the bag. And I know that a lot of people say like buy those little containers so that you can keep track of your diamonds better. But the thing is, I only bought 1 diamond painting. I have no clue if I'm going to like this and if I'm going to keep doing this. So I didn't buy that. What I did do was I made a box, and well, I made more boxes than 1. I made these boxes and I can put all the little bags in those boxes, and I can look easier for the diamonds that I need right then and there. I'm just going to use the little bags that they came in with, and hopefully I can seal them easily with some tape and they will just be fine, because I'm not gonna spend 20 bucks on little containers if I'm only going to do this once. This painting already is kind of expensive, so I'm not gonna buy it if I don't like it, you know? So yeah, I will organize all my diamonds in my little boxes and then I will start this painting. As you can see, I was fumbling a lot in the beginning. Like, I didn't know if I was putting the wax correctly in my placement tool. I had no idea how to start. I was like, am I just supposed to place these here? Am I doing this right? And honestly, I was too stressed for what it actually was. Like, as soon as I placed down a couple of diamonds, I started to get the hang of it and immediately loved it. But before I get into the review, I just want to say this review is mostly targeted at the company who made these, aka Diamond Art Club, and later on in this video I will talk more about Baylee's involvement in this. And on that note, this video is probably going to be biased. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm a huge Baylee Jae fan. I watch all her art videos and vlogs. Every single time she has a store launch, I buy from it, and my collection is getting bigger and bigger. So when she announced in her videos that she would be partnering with a company to make diamond art paintings, I immediately thought, well, now I can see what all the rage is about, considering I'm going to be buying one. But I'm going to try my best to be as objective as I can be, and if I find anything wrong with this painting, I will tell you about it. I think it's very important for a review to be as objective as it can be, but I just want to mention it because there's a chance that I will let certain things slide because it's from Baylee Jae, that otherwise I would have a problem with. So if you're not a huge fan from her and you're just looking at this review because it's a review from Diamond Art Club, then maybe some things would be a problem for you, but that's up for you to decide if those things are a deal breaker or not. So let's start with the cost and the shipping. I live in Belgium, so my currency is in euros. So I was very surprised and very happy that an American website had the option to put the prices in euros. No, not an option, like they offered to put the prices in euro. It was like a pop-up screen because they recognized that I was in Belgium and they asked, would you like to change the prices to euros? And I clicked yes. And that's awesome because that way you'll know exactly what you're paying for. Except not. The total amount in the checkout that stands in your currency is not the amount you will end up paying because throughout the buying process, yes, it says to you the price in euros, but the website still sees the price in dollars. So Diamond Art Club have their own rate in which they change it to euros, but that is not the rate that ends up being used at the checkout. I used PayPal to check out, and PayPal has a different rate than Diamond Art Club. So on the website it said that my price was going to be 54 euros and 15 cents. 37.95 for the painting and like 23 for shipping, but I got a discount code because I signed up for their newsletter, so it was a little bit less. But I ended up paying 56 euros and 17 cents. So that's a 2 euro difference. And I know that that really isn't a lot, and I can't afford that. But for someone who is a huge fan of Baylee Jae, or maybe a huge fan of this website, and they want to save up to be able to pay for this, and they have that number in their minds, but then suddenly it isn't right. And I know you can pay with like Afterpay, but that isn't the issue right now. The issue is that this is a good idea that they offer for you. This is not something that I looked on the website to change. They immediately offered it and tried to sell it as a good customer care. And honestly, this is good customer care if it would work, but it doesn't. And that's the problem. But I can happily say that it shipped very fast. It was at my doorsteps in a matter of days. So I'm really happy about that. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about the painting. I like to start off by saying how long this took, and it took me a while. 33 hours and 40 minutes to be exact. And if you watched my paint by numbers video, please do, that would make me very happy. You would know that that's still 10 hours less than I had to work on that horrible thing. But honestly, I know this is a long time, but when I saw that time, I was shocked. This didn't feel like 33 hours. When I saw that number, I really thought, no, that isn't right. I didn't work 33 hours on this. It seemed wrong. I mean, I started this in the beginning of April, the 5th of April to be exact, and I would just work on this in the evening when I was done for the day and I wanted to relax. It never felt that it took much of my time or that I didn't make any progress. And a good thing about doing this is that I realized while doing this painting that I spent way less time on my computer this month than I normally would. Like most evenings, I watch YouTube videos, but now I was doing this, so I couldn't do that. So this was a good thing, and I was sad when it was over, because I really like doing this, and this is the only one that I own, so those 33 hours, they don't really matter to me. Now for the diamonds. I have a couple things to say about them. First, what kind of diamonds do you get? Well, we have the right diamonds and the wrong diamonds. Like, the name is diamond painting, not square painting. And I know I'm being kind of petty right now, but I just really don't like the square ones. They don't look right in my opinion. I try to avoid them as much as possible, but with some colors that was just not an option. Sometimes more than half of the diamonds were square ones, and it's not like you can see them when you're looking at it from afar. It's just when you get up close that I don't like how they look, and that's just a personal preference. And on the subject of diamonds, let's talk about how they came in the package. Like I said, I'm a noob at this. This was my very first diamond painting, so when I opened up the box for the first time to look at the diamonds, I was so shocked to see a different colored diamond in a certain bag, and in so many different bags. I was like, what the hell is happening here? I didn't know if this was normal or if these were just mistakes that they made. And like, I would get having a mix-up and having one or two different colored square diamonds in a bag, but round ones? This is a square diamond painting. How are there round ones mixed up in here? And even then, I maybe can excuse that and find it normal. But diamonds pressed into the plastic seal? How did that happen? Like, that's not normal. And then there are also these little plastic pieces that I think are just scrap pieces that didn't get filtered out. So can you imagine, like, me, a dumb new diamond painter, stumbling across this kind of plastic for the first time? I was like one of those scientists who stumbled upon a new species, trying to understand what they are. And what do we have here? What is this kind of thing? I was being so stupid. At the end of my diamond painting, I was kind of excited when I came across those plastic pieces. And I don't know why. I liked collecting them in one of those given plastic bags. And as you can see, there are more than just scrap pieces in this bag. You also get defective diamonds. Some diamonds can have little holes in them from when they just weren't made correctly. And it just happens. Nothing you can do about it. But I highly suggest you try to get them out of your containers and don't end up using them on your painting. It's not like they are visible from afar, but when you look up close and see a diamond with a hole in it, it kind of breaks the image apart. It doesn't look as good. And I know this because after I was done with this, I found a lot of defective diamonds in my piece, and I didn't like it. So I had to replace so many of them. And that really sucked. So don't be like me and get the defective ones out of your tray as soon as you see them. Because once you're on a roll and picking up diamond after diamond, it's hard to see if the diamond you picked up has a hole in them or not. So be smart and get those diamonds out of there. Now let's talk about the canvas itself. As you can see, this canvas comes with a clear plastic cover, which I will talk about later. And after research, I found out that if your diamond painting has a clear cover, it means that the design is printed on the canvas first, and then they paint on the sticky layer. You also have paintings with opaque covers, and their canvases have on top of the design a double-sided sticky film on them. And that can cause air bubbles, which if you place your diamonds on, those diamonds can stick up. So obviously, I watched a lot of videos preparing for this, and I had seen that they gave advice on how to get rid of those bubbles, and that it was really important that you pop those, because otherwise your painting could have a line in it. And I didn't want to have a line in it, so I was fully prepared, ready for if I had to pop some bubbles. Like, I would know exactly what to do. But I didn't have to do that. What a surprise, really. While doing this, I found it kind of weird because I had expected it, like so many people said it online. And I didn't have any. So I searched up some stuff and found out it's like this because of this. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you, Diamond Art Club, so that I don't have to deal with this. But speaking of dealing with this, Let's talk about the plastic cover. Not knowing the difference between opaque and clear covers, I was really happy that this came with a clear one, because then you can see the design underneath it. And when you're diamond painting in sections, you can see when you're done with one color in your section, if there are maybe stragglers around your section that you can fill in before you put the diamonds back in their container. But dealing with this film is a pain in the butt. My god! And honestly, this is mostly my fault. I had obviously watched the announcement video on Baylee's channel, and I watched her stream on it, and I watched the vlogs while she was working on it, but for some reason, when I was working on mine, I forgot all the tips and trick videos that I watched and all Baylee's videos that I watched, and forgot to cut an entire square out instead of just cutting vertically so that I had little flaps of plastic that never wanted to stay down once you turned them over. I'm an idiot. It wasn't until I got to the bottom of the painting and I had loose pieces of plastic film that I realized how much easier that would have been. Because you pick up the plastic that you cut off and you can place it on the canvas on the sticky area where you don't need to be. And voila, life just got so much easier. And maybe this is stupid or not, but can't they just put like some guidelines in it or pre-cut this film? That would be so helpful. Like, I can't cut a straight line on plastic film that wants to constantly stick back onto the canvas. I also want to talk some more about the process of doing this diamond painting. As you can see, I'm not really working in sections, more like in rows. Obviously, on every row the grill was a section, but other than that, I didn't really have clear sections. I was just working on a certain color, but I saw that color continued further to the left. So I picked up the film that was covering it and placed the diamonds there. The only thing I did do in terms of sections is that I never went below my current row. If there was a straggler diamond, well, then it just had to wait until I was on that row. And I want to talk about actually placing the diamonds. I loved it so much. As soon as I started to get the hang of it, I knew immediately, I want 10 more of these, please. It's just so relaxing to do this and so fun. But for me, fun didn't include the multiple tool. So this multiple tool is for when you have a big section of one color, you can use this thing to place 6 diamonds at a time. And I hate it. I absolutely do. I know that everything has a learning curve, but honestly, I wasn't willing to learn. In the beginning, I found it normal that it took me a while to get used to it, and that I couldn't get it to work right away. But after I was done with the plants in the upper right corner, I expected to be better at it than I was. For me, getting 6 diamonds to sit up properly in a row on your tray was already difficult enough to do. But then I would have to pick them up and they wouldn't stick to the multiple tool. And when I did have 6, for some reason, only like 4 went down on the canvas, the other 2 were just stuck on there. And after a while, I was just done with it. I think it was like after the 3rd yellow in the upper right corner that I decided, I'm not going to use this anymore. No. I didn't care if this would take me longer, but what I found is that I really like placing a checker pattern all over those big background areas. And then I got to fill them in with even more diamonds, and the diamonds would make that snap sound when surrounding diamonds were too close to fit the diamond in nicely. So you kind of have to force the diamond in. I really liked doing that. And getting to spend more time on this was a plus sign, because I bought this precisely because it's from Baylee. So why would I want this to end sooner, you know? And another reason why I stopped using the multiple tool is because I'm not good at using it. I placed a lot of rows kind of wrong, so there would be huge gaps in between the diamonds that I had to fix later on. And again, a pain in the butt. And yeah, I'm not perfect with the normal placer either, but at least with that, it's only one diamond that's misplaced once in a while, not an entire row of diamonds. But even though I didn't use the multiple tool, I think I did something wrong, because this is the amount of wax I still have left. That's not normal, right? Like, I know the multiple tool takes a lot of wax, but even then, I still didn't use a lot of it with the normal one. And it's not like I ever felt that my tool didn't work correctly. So this is me genuinely asking, did I do something wrong? Like, the only problem that I had, but with the white diamonds that have like glitter on top of them because the surface texture is different from all the other diamonds. Then I want to talk about my storage solution for the diamonds. I'm still convinced that this is kind of a good idea, but along the way, I realized some things that could be better. I used the original bags from where the diamonds were in and just cut them open, use the diamonds that I need to do, and then I would shut them with tape. If you also want to do it this way, I suggest folding the bag down once before you tape it shut. I had to struggle so much with trying to get them to open and cut the plastic horizontally off. For the first few I did it diagonally because I thought that it would pour easier, but it's really better to cut it off horizontally. Just trust me on this one. And honestly, I have a better idea than this, but I was too lazy to do it while doing this painting. So my idea is use little Ziploc bags. Like, closable bags are way easier to handle than tape. And you can use a sticker sheet that came with it to label your bag instead of slots in the box. I should also have done this, but I thought that in the beginning that I was going to use a sticker sheet while diamond painting to look up the numbers, but I didn't. They printed the number/symbol combinations on both sides of the canvases, and that makes it so much easier. I really like that they did that. But speaking of plastic bags, why were there only 5 plastic bags in this set? Like, what's the use of 5? I did end up using it for my throwaway pile, but still, 5? I don't know what they're meant for or if they have a specific purpose. I'm happy that they included them, but I'm just confused about the quantity. Then I also want to mention something that I see in almost every single diamond painting video, and that is a light box. In almost all the diamond painting videos on YouTube, and even on their website, they say that using a light box helps. It's supposed to help with eye straining. And to be frank, I don't see the need for that. Maybe this is because it's my first time in painting, or maybe, and I don't mean to be rude or something, it's because I'm 20 years old and diamond painting is more aimed to middle-aged women. So that might be why eye straining would be more of a problem. But while doing this, I had my canvas heavily lit from above because I was filming all of this for this video. And what I mean by heavily lit is that I used my desk lamp and my flashlight on my phone. And with those two lights, I could see every letter/symbol very clearly. The only thing that was really hard to see was when 2 symbols that looked like each other stood next to one another. For example, the blending between the yellow background. That was a bit more difficult. And is that where the lightbox comes in handy? Because the problem wasn't that I couldn't tell them apart, I could. The problem was that the designs were too similar. And for the last couple of things, I mostly want to talk about Baylee's collaboration with Diamond Art Club, the design itself, and I want to compare it to the original. So I want to mention that Diamond Art Club is a good, reputable company. They only use art that's from artists that are mentioned on their website. And with that, I mean that they don't steal the art for the paintings. There are many diamond painting websites out there that steal artists' work and don't give them any commission for it. With Diamond Art Club, you're sure that the artists get paid for having their art on their canvases. And you'll know for sure that the diamond painting that you get is going to be good quality. You saw my reaction when I opened the canvas for the first time and felt how soft it was. You don't have the bubble issue and you get a lot of spare diamonds. Like, a lot. What am I supposed to do with these? And that's a genuine question. What am I supposed to do with them? Keep them? Throw them away? But honestly, it's a good thing that you get so many extras, and I will tell you why in a little bit. And I'm not saying all these things to pander to Diamond Art Club. I listed all the things I didn't like about them, and it's not like they don't have any issues. They do. But when it's a good company, then that needs to be said. So I'm happy that Baylee decided to work with this company and that her name doesn't get defiled by working with this company. But then I have to talk about the design. And honestly, I don't know if bakery was the right option for a diamond painting. And to be clear, this is my favorite painting from Baylee Jae. Alright, that's just to get that out of the way. But you must have already thought it seeing me do this. That background area is just giant blobs of one color. And yes, maybe they went by faster if I used the multi-tool, but like I said, I actually enjoyed placing the diamonds in that checker pattern and doing it that way. But just looking at other diamond paintings, they don't have that much sections that are just one color. Even looking at Baylee's other designs, they all don't have big sections of color like this one has. They get broken up in different ways on each design except this one. And that's a downside to having bakery as a diamond painting. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely in love with the end result. But the background is just something that you're going to have to push through. The last thing that I want to do is compare it to the original. Because honestly, they don't look the same. And it's not like I expected every single thing to match because you only have a certain amount of different diamonds. But some things are just so distinct different from the original. Her skin tone, for example. It's way more pink in the diamond painting. You don't really get her rich, dark skin in the painting. Obviously, a lot of colors aren't blended, simply because that isn't possible with a limited amount of diamonds. And there are two things that stand out the most for me, and one is the fern. In the original, the fern is way darker and less bright, so it doesn't stand out as much, and it's kind of more like a background element. But here, the fern is bright and certainly visible. And the second thing that is very, very obvious to me are the books. They don't look like the original books. And I'm not necessarily talking about the colors of them, but more about the shape. This I actually tried to change after I was done with it, because I simply didn't like how they looked, and I mean the two books standing up. I will show you a picture of before and after I changed it. It's not much, but I like it more now. There wasn't a lot that I could do, because they really made those two standing books just weird. And that's why I really hope Baylee makes a design just for a diamond art painting. That way she can make something with diamond painting in mind so that it would work perfectly. I really hope she gets that opportunity and actually does it. But that's all I had to say for my first ever diamond painting and for this Baylee Jae review. So here is the finished piece. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please give this video a like. If you have any thoughts about this painting or about my commentary on it, please leave those in the comments below. And can you tell me if you want just a speed paint of this video? So like no talking, just a speed up process and some background music. Is that something you would like to see? Because I can certainly do that. But thanks again for watching. If you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing. I want to thank everyone who subbed after my paint by numbers video. It means the world to me. But that's it for now. My name is Anne, and I hope I will see you next time.